Reality is still not setting in with the Democrats about what happened a month ago now on November 5th, or what's going to happen in the very near future and over the next 4 years.
And the terrifying thing was the percentage of even Latinos, of, people of color who are in favor of mass deportation and are saying, at least in polls, that they're in favor of camps, concentration camps.
No. Detention camps in order to temporarily house the criminal invaders so that they can be deported. Because the American jails and prisons are already way overfilled with American criminals. So to the FEMA camps, they go. Donald Trump's not even the president again yet, and he's already making America great again in more ways than one. There was another caravan. There are always caravans of the invaders coming, but there was a big one on their way. But then after the victory last month, now they're going away. Mexico's migrant caravan breaking up after Trump victory sows uncertainty. Oh, there's certainty, all right. Certainty you're not coming here anymore. And in response to Donald Trump's threats of putting huge tariffs on imports from Mexico, the Mexican president now is bowing the knee and saying that the caravans will not reach the U.S.-Mexico border. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum addressed U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's renewed threats of steep tariffs this week, asserting that migrant caravans are no longer reaching the U.S.-Mexico border. Well, thank you. But in his final few weeks as the president, old Joe is continuing to try to brown your small town and is encouraging more of them to invade.
The Biden administration is quietly loosening immigration policies before Trump takes office. This according to the New York Post. It reports the administration is testing a new app that will allow illegal migrants to bypass in-person check-ins at their local ICE office. Jeff Paul is live with more. It sounds like they're just giving Donald Trump one more thing to undo.
This is why the Democrats lost. It really didn't have much to do with Kamala Harris being unqualified or being a babbling buffoon, a just cackling kook. It's what the party represents. They're literally welcoming, encouraging, and facilitating, aiding the invasion of our country. But now even some Democrats in positions of power are starting to realize what the Democrat policies are doing to their own cities and communities. Here is New York Governor Kathy Hochul sounding an awful lot like a right-wing extremist.
Someone breaks the law, I'll be the first one to call up ICE and say, get them out of here.
Of course, she's only talking about the ones who have committed felonies. She, like every Democrat, fully welcomes any and all invaders who just want to break into our country in order to leech off of our tax dollars. But the migrant crime wave is hitting a little too close to home for many Democrats these days, like wealthy homes being targeted by South American gangs.
One photo, the only surveillance captured of the thieves responsible for breaking into 4 luxury homes in Novi since October 31st. It's believed to be related to the South American transnational gangs who've been hard at work in Oakland County and across the country.
They've all occurred around dinner time in the early evening, 5:30 to 7:30, when people are generally out having dinner or doing whatever.
Novi Police Commander Jason Meyer says they generally break a window in the back of the house and head for the master bedroom, taking money, watches, jewelry, and purses.
Wait until Taylor Swift finds out what these migrant gangs may have done to her boyfriend's home and the home of another NFL star. But as usual, most Democrats have been duped by disinformation. And sadly, not all of the 30+ million illegal aliens who invaded our country are going to be deported. Only a fraction of them, the ones who committed other crimes, other serious crimes. So, of course, since Democrats support people who commit crimes, Black Lives Matter, insurgents, etc., they're very upset that the criminal invaders, the extremely dangerous ones that we know of, are going to be deported first. And they're vowing to stop that.
Promise you with every fiber of my being, because I'll probably be one of those people, that if anybody comes for these people and tries to drag them out by force, there will be protests of people like me, American citizens, who are going to stand there and do everything possible to prevent these women and children, which is all who these people are.
How about the criminals? How about the terrorists? How about the convicted?
How do you sort through? How do you know who it is? How do you sort through?
That's the problem.
Because they've been arrested, because we have their fingerprints, we have their DNA, we know who they are. People on the right shouldn't get their hopes up in thinking that just because an illegal alien invaded our country that they're going to be deported. Sadly, they're going to probably stay. It's just the few million of them that have committed other crimes who, at least thankfully, will be rounded up and expelled.
Stop. I'm sorry. I live next to these people. I can tell you they are women and they are children. Are there terrorists among them? I don't know. But I can tell you that
neither does the government.
But I can tell you, okay, but what I'm telling you right now, practically speaking, is that there will be people, American citizens, who will prevent these little kids from being dragged out of these shelters.
Sadly, like I said, that's not going to happen. In a perfect world, anyone who stepped foot on our country, who crossed the border illegally, would be rounded up, detained, and expelled. But that's not how this is going to work. However, every one of them who lied, claiming asylum as their excuse to invade our country, should also be rounded up and deported. Over in Sweden, they found that almost 80% of the supposed refugees who had to flee from their home countries ended up going and vacationing back in that country. It was so dangerous. They had to leave. They were being persecuted. They needed asylum. But then they would just go back there and hang out for fun on vacation. Same with probably 80%, 90%, 95%, 99% of the invaders who came here and claim they needed to flee their home country because it just wasn't safe. Many Democrat officials across the country are vowing to use American tax dollars in order to try to keep the invaders here. Here is the mayor of Frederick, Maryland.
In many regards, this election cycle did not go as I had hoped.
In response to Trump's national immigration policies, Frederick Mayor Michael O'Connor pledging to carve out space in his local budget for a legal advocacy fund, which would use tax dollars to pay undocumented immigrants attorneys' fees as they fight deportation.
Ensuring they have the legal support they need to stand strong and remain in this community they have chosen to call home.
O'Connor explaining his intention is to allocate the money to organizations already providing similar legal services, helping them expand the number of people they're able to support, although he's still determining the exact dollar amount to set aside.
To Democrats, no amount of American tax dollars is too much to waste on non-citizens. Mayor Eric Adams in New York, however, feels quite differently about the situation.
Those who are here committing crimes, robberies, shooting at police officers, raping innocent people, have been a harm to our country. I want to sit down and hear the plan on how we're going to address them. Those are the people I am talking about, and I would love to sit down with the Board of Czar and hear his thoughts on how we're going to address those who are harming our citizens.
You're open to that?
Open to?
To hearing what their plan is to deport some of these folks, and you think the city, in some circumstances, should cooperate with ICE.
Let me. You know what's interesting? And I was talking to the team the other day. I want you to all go back and Google Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. Google what they said about those who commit crimes in our city and what they said in our country.
He's talking about those two clips that I've been playing for years, which I just included in a video last week or two, which finally started making the rounds again in the last few days.
They said those who commit crimes need to get out right away. That was their position. So this is not a new position, because in the state in the era of cancel culture, no one's afraid to be honest about the truth. Well,
he meant people are afraid to be honest about the truth.
Well, cancel me, because I'm going to protect the people of this city. And if you come into this country, in this city, and think you're going to harm innocent New Yorkers and innocent migrants and asylum seekers, this is not the mayor you want to be in the city under.
That's sort of backwards society we've become when the Democrats know that if one of them says out loud that the criminal invaders who commit other crimes, aside from breaking into our country, should be deported, that is a cancelable offense. This guy at a Chicago City Council meeting a few days ago doesn't care, however. He is expressing what normal Americans think, and notice his Fight, Fight, Fight shirt, which, by the way, you can order a very similar one from my online store at markdays.com or click the link in the description below.
Brandon Johnson, the good news is we got 48 days before Trump take that oath. In January, ICE gonna come in and get rid of the illegal immigrants. Here's the thing. In order for us to get these taxes, we gotta get rid of these illegals. So this was gonna happen to you. You got Kash Patel and Pam Bundy that you're going to have to deal with sooner than later. Then it's going to be an audit. Next, it's going to be an investigation. Then it's going to be an indictment.
Yes. Yes.
That's how you do it. Oh, I like that. Oh, my God. I like that.
Indict the Democrats who are conspiring with foreigners to keep them here illegally.
Conviction. That's what's going to happen to you.
Yes. Oh, my God. That's right, sir. The Marxist Democrat politicians should be wearing orange jumpsuits for what they've done to this country. Normal people, however, I'm sure will be interested in the Trump Claus sweatshirt or t-shirt, which you should order from markdice.com. Click the link in the description below, or the MAGA Christmas and Happy 4 More Years shirts, or any of my awesome designs, because you better get your Christmas shopping done soon, because the cutoff date is just around the corner, but to be sure that you can get these in time for Christmas. So head on over to markdice.com, click the link in the description below, order your Liberalism Find a Care shirt, your Christ is King, the Teflon Don, War is Racket, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below, and check them out.